Let's talk about it. About a decade ago, I was in Bible college. It's actually probably was long. It was longer than a decade ago. But when it came time to, I guess, do my trial sermon, there was a minister that I respected that was doing the recording, of course, and the pastor was over the class. So basically, my trial sermon was recorded, or was supposed to be. So after the class, it was put on DVD. Now, I didn't really watch my DVD. You know, I knew what I had, spoke on and basically, thought I had did well. So the copy that I made like multiple copies of it, gave it out to relatives and gave it out to friends. So I never really checked out the video myself. But after some time, I did ask. I was like, okay, so how was my trial sermon? And everybody said, "Oh, you did a good job. You did a good job." So maybe a month or so later, I decide, okay, let me take a watch at this and see it again. So when I put it in, basically, we were supposed to do about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. But after a minute and a half or maybe 2 minutes, it stopped. And so my whole trial sermon was not recorded. Or maybe the disc that I had failed, I was thinking. So what I did, I went over to one of my relatives and I noticed the DVD was sitting on top of their DVD player. It was basically in the same place that they placed it when I gave it to them, but they said they had watched it. So I put it in their DVD player. They were in their dining room and everything, and I was in their bedroom, and I turned it on and played it. And upon playing it, I noticed it was the same 2 minutes that was on the one I had. So, it cut off in the middle. So it was definitely not the whole thing. But yet they told me that I did a good job. So I knew they didn't watch it. And, you know, the thing about it though, I got an A in that class. And so the pastor, as well as the one recording it, were supposed to have watched it over. It's obvious they didn't watch it over either. But I got an A in that class. So, I basically, you know, I don't know, I started feeling, I guess, I felt deficient when it came to speaking before people because I'm like, people would tell me that it was good and they didn't even watch it. So, I didn't have any confidence when it came to speaking. And I can't blame that on them. That's, I always had a, issue with speaking and stuff. I used to stutter and everything. So it basically broke my confidence even more. So after a while and everything, especially when I converted from Christianity and awakened and became an Israelite, I just started speaking. And I got bolder and bolder. The thing is, I didn't really care if people received me or not as much, because I'm like, I was used to people telling me that they received what I said and not genuinely meaning it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just speak. And a lot of times I watch my own videos. I do a lot of this stuff for myself because it basically shows me my own growth. I like seeing something like even on Facebook memories where it shows um, last year's events or whatever. And a lot of times it's amazing how the next year I'm in that same vein or dealing with that same thing, but I see some advancement in where I'm at. So it's like, okay, a lot of the topics that might come up, may be similar, but now I have a little growth shown. So am I speaking like right now? I'm you haven't heard me stutter much, but I still, I stutter here and there. I don't get self-conscious about it anymore. It's like it is what it is. And it's not like many people value what I say or if they do, they do. I'm thankful for those that do, but a lot of the people that I really cared for, they didn't. So I don't put too much into it. a person tells me that they listen to something or whatever, if they can't tell me what I was talking about and give me details, I'm just like, okay. If I ask somebody to watch something and, they may say they did, but I don't get pressed about it. And maybe I've hardened my heart or whatever, and maybe that's what it is. Sadly, if that's the case, I need to work on that. But otherwise, I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep on teaching, doing whatever, because I feel like Yah is leading me to do that. But I just wanted to share that, just something that was on my mind, in my thought patterns and stuff like that. That happened a while back, and it still came up fresh again in my memory. So I feel like talking about it. But shalom and hallelujah.